am re-recording this because I recorded it the morning after I came from a concert and I was in my bed because I somehow thought that was gonna lead to good sound quality and you could hear my fan blowing in the background. And so here we are. But this did give me a chance to watch Anne Rice's, AMC's, apparently Netflix's Interview with the Vampire, starring Jacob Basil Anderson, Asad Zaman, and Delaney Hales. I said her name super wrong before. It's fine. So I will be talking about my feelings, my thoughts, and opinions about this latest episode. What episode was this? Episode 14? Yeah, because there are only 8 episodes this season. But I'll be talking about episode 14. Lots of thoughts and opinions that will probably differ from a lot of people's. I can't wait. So let's get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how y'all been. I went to a concert, like I said. I went with my sister and my nephew to see Frankie Beverly and Maze, the OJs, and the Whispers, and it was amazing. And I cried because it was just a huge, giant concert full of black people, and I cried like a baby at one point because I am deeply sentimental because I really love black people. And it made me feel very good to just be around a bunch of black people. That many black people listening to the music that I grew up listening to. It just made me feel sentimental. And like the music that my parents were listening to when they were younger. It was so, and I was with my family. It was just great. It was really lovely. Like, I got to see legends. It was just so great. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get into this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you at the end. Bye. Hey. Okay. All right. So we are at the trial. I'm just going to get right into it. Claudia called it a stoning, and I said on Tumblr, I like that she said a stoning because it was a lynching, but a stoning, their audience was a majority white. And even for the black people in the audience, I feel like using terms that they more closely associate with the Bible carried a little more weight than a lynching. So, as far as let me give you a little guilt because what you're witnessing is not okay, and you're complicit. So a stoning, and I said, okay, hey Claudia, love Claudia. I'll miss my baby Claudia. We don't like windows when they're closed. Okay, I have so many thoughts. I just had to get that off my chest because it was really a great choice of words. Also, let me get this out the way. Acting, phenomenal. Special effects. We got the director's cut, extended scene DVD special of the fight and Claudia's turning, which was very exciting. I really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it more than some people because of the anxiety that I was carrying that they were going to behead that black girl on my television. And I didn't want to see that. So when I was like, oh, it's just the son, it's still sad. But there were people saying, I wish they had still done the beheading. And I'm like, wow, you were gay. And I hope in the future they never are like, well, I'm Armand. And actually, no, we don't need you to actually this. No one needs that. I'm not asking for it. I don't think any of the other black people watching this are asking for it either. So, keep that. AMC, Anne Rice, Netflix. I want it. Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. It was very good. It was very sad. It was very devastating. There were parts that made me smile until my face hurt. Smile until my cheeks started aching. So let me get into all that. So we're in the trial. Child is bad. We're down bad. We're losing. We're gonna lose. We're doomed by the narrative, which I hate. We are doomed by the narrative. Claudia, a very intelligent person on Tumblr, posted something and I reblogged it. How their Achilles tendons were cut And they used to do that to enslaved black people who had run away. And I was like, I want to like this show, so I need y'all to stop doing stuff like that. Thank you so much. Like, it doesn't make the story any richer. It's just like, it makes me want to not watch. Like, slavery trauma. No, thank you. Don't like it. Which is why there was a part of the episode that I really loved. Cause stop beating Louis. I don't want to see season 3, episode 5. I might just skip if it happens. I might just skip it because I don't need to see Louis get beat up anymore. I'm really like super good on that. I think we could like skip that. Let me put my phone on silent. Who messaged me? Okay, that's Indy, my little baby. I'm gonna read her message after I'm done with this. Okay, yeah, so we're on trial. Things are bad. Lestat is there. Boo. Blind Bob. Boo. Roller set. Boo. I'm trying to go in order. I'm trying to be a good person and go in order. So yeah, Lestat is there, and he's like, first of all, Louis hunted him is so very crazy. You're a literal apex predator. He didn't hunt you, girl. And it was so wild, just the whole black people and Madeline on trial against the white man for hurting the white man. They poisoned him and slit his throat. He's literally still alive. Who cares? And y'all didn't even know Antoinette. You didn't even know her, and you wouldn't have liked her. She was weird. But they're on trial for hurting the white people. Okay, cool. And it's a fixed trial because it's literally a play that they rehearsed. So crazy how they had rehearsals and Lestat came back to Paris and Armand didn't know anything. I love looking at Armand and hearing the things that he says on occasion. But I would love, even more so, for him and Lestat to kill each other. Love that. Fight to the death that they both die. Give each of them a scythe and let them go at it. Because you didn't know Lestat was in Paris? Are you happy to be in Paris? You didn't know Lestat was in Paris, Armand? You didn't know that, like, the whole thing with them stealing the lens and having the skylight in the ceiling. I'm like, are skylights regular things that they have in theaters? I guess so. But usually not like in the theater. It'll be like in the lobby. Like there's usually like a dome of some sort and it's glass. It's not like a skylight. It's like a dome of glass that's there for like, natural light, but also decorative purposes. So I'm just gonna say they did construction on this theater, installed this lens, rehearsed the play. Everybody learned their lines. Lestat can't read, so it took him a little longer to learn his lines. And Armand, you ain't know? How long was he with Louis before all of this happened? Because Madeline being turned and him moving in with Louis were the same night. So how long was he there before the trial? Before the little dinner, Real Housewives meetup that turned into an abduction? How long was he there? Because when were they rehearsing this play, Armand, that you knew nothing? I could not prevent it. Me, Armand, who stopped a city block. I could not prevent it. Me, Armand, who knocked out my entire coven and also stopped time in a restaurant, which includes not just the dining room, also the kitchen, because I didn't want anyone to come out of the kitchen and see the whole room frozen, which includes the street block outside, because I didn't want anybody to come into the restaurant while I had time frozen. When did they do all of this? And you didn't know. It's so crazy. Oh my God. Wow, they're sure such bad, devious vampires. Wow, they really pulled the wool over his eyes. Girl, when I tell you... And then I'm like, oh, Daniel's like an impartial journalist now. He's doing his job properly and letting them tell this story. I so badly wanted him to... Where's the trash go, Louis? To Armand. Because what do you mean you couldn't prevent it? What do you? Why couldn't you prevent it? And just planting that seed when Louis was going to change Madeline, and I'm having a hard time keeping my mind closed, sir. Baby girl, you're 400 something years old. You can't keep your mind closed. You can't stop the coven from reading your thoughts. Stop playing with me. You fine. You're fine. But you also have to go to hell. You and that blind man have to kill each other. That's the only thing that will make me happy. Speaking of making me happy, so the extended director's cut. So we got to see which one do I want to do first? I want the turning or the fight? First of all, before I get into these, Jacob Anderson is really just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's like, is this show not in Emmy talks? Is his name not being thrown around in Emmy conversations with the actual Emmy people, not fans? Because we're all like, give that man an Emmy. Like, BET Award, Source Award, NAACP Image Award, an ESPY, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, Jet Beauty of the Week. Like, he is just so good. He's so good. And I feel so biased saying that because I do like how he presents as a person. Like, he's just kind of nerdy and like, yeah, he's just kind of nerdy and like cute. And it's like, I don't care. If he were a terrible person, if he seemed like a terrible person, I would still be like, he can act though. Like, he's such an amazing, such an effective actor. And it's like, does he need the awards? No. But I need him to be acknowledged on like a grand stage and people to tell him, you are so good at what you do. You are amazing at what you do. What you have done in 2 seasons of this show is more than some people do with 10. He's so amazing. Okay, yeah, so making me smile. So, turning Claudia. Knowing now, he was literally on his knees begging Lestat to change her. Was so heart-wrenching because in my mind, first of all, he had left Lestat. I don't know what his intentions were. I don't know where he was going. Like, where were you going? I remember he was like, let me help you. But it's like, to what end, Louis? Like, what were you truly going to do after you left that man? Were you going to go back home to Grace? Like, what were you going to do after the riots? What was your game plan? He didn't have one. What was your game plan? And I have a theory because we have to think. This is Louis. He has never been any kind of stable, honestly. I truly think, because like I said, seeing him crawling on his knees, this is prideful ego Louis that we are seeing crawling on his knees, begging because he didn't want Claudia to die. I feel like that was 2 things. He did not want that girl to die. I truly believe that. He felt guilty. Not 2 things, multiple things. He felt guilty about what he started because he felt like he started the race riot. I feel ways about that because look at what year it was. However, you hung that man out with his intestines hanging from his stomach. And he's never contested that. He's never been like, I did not hang him on the gate. Nope. He did. He did that. He didn't think that through at all. He felt guilty about that and what that led to. Because if he had just disappeared him, he just would have disappeared him. Like, no one really would have, they'd have been like, dang, he left. But it's like the early 1900s. People just disappeared all the time. People were still disappearing in like the 90s. We just got to the point where it's kind of hard to disappear. We're just getting there. So if that man had just like left town, they'd have been like, dang, he left town? Anywho, anyway, he felt bad about all of that. And also, this is a me theory. I'm pretty sure if Claudia had died, Louis would have killed himself. It's like he definitely used Claudia to cling to some sense of human normalcy. And I think Claudia was truly his last piece of humanity. Like getting her made him feel like I'm still a little human. Because look at me, I have a daughter, I have a child of my own. We're in this nuclear family. I'm her mother, Daddy Lou, I'm her mother, and that's just what it is. Like I'm still a little human. And I think if Claudia had died, he would have killed himself. I honestly think that. Because that's where he go. Like his confession to the priest, I want to die. Him crawling on his knees, begging to save that girl. When Claudia left, and he was just gonna sit and let the son take him, and then we see him actually attempt to let the son take him. So it makes perfect sense to me that if he had not changed Claudia, there would not have been a Louis. I fully believe Louis could not have gone on. It's one thing if he had never discovered Claudia and just been trying to figure out how to live by himself as a vampire, but the fact that he found this girl and wanted to save her so much, Lestat had not done him that kindness, no matter how, not ill-advised. Lestat was like, this is not gonna be good. Like, no matter how bad it was, if he hadn't done that for him, I fully believe he would have killed himself. Editing Sierra here. I have to revise something I said. It was not kindness that made Lestat make Claudia for Louis. That was control. Louis is crawling on his knees and I'll do whatever you want. I'll be whatever you want. I'll be happy. I'll never leave you again. Just making all of these promises, and to me it was giving, please don't kill me. Like that kind of begging is the kind of begging and promise making you hear from a person about to die, which is what actually set off that train of thought of Louis would have killed himself if that hadn't happened. He really told us that, please don't kill me. Please don't give me what I need for me to kill myself. That's what I think. Okay. So there's that. And again, good acting. This is not a part that made me smile. I just like getting a little more insight because I never even thought about Claudia getting turned. I never thought anything else of it. I took it at face value. Like, oh, he found her. Him and Lestat went back and forth a little bit. And then Lestat was like, how could I deny you? And he turned her. Also, I take some comfort in knowing, and I don't care, you can argue with me if you'd like to. He tried to feed Claudia his blood first, and he didn't know that he needed to drain her. So when Lestat fed Claudia his blood, it mixed with some of Louis, and I'm standing on that because I said in the last one when Claudia went to save Madeline, I said she kicked that door in like her daddy. Talking about Louis, and now I'm like, she kicked that door in like her daddy because she has some of his blood. Okay. Like she has some of his blood. Like, was it nature or was it nurture that made her be like, I love literature, I love reading? And it's like a little bit of both, because I honestly just thought it was like, oh, she already could read and write, which was surprising considering that she was like an orphan living in a boarding house with her abusive aunt. I was deeply surprised that she could read and write. Like, it's the early 1900s. Oh, period. Which is also, I feel like, part of Lestat's resentment towards her. But that's neither here nor there. And then the part that did make me smile so hard. So I was talking to my best friend. We had a lovely, long conversation about this show. And we both were saying that we are so tired and emotionally exhausted with seeing Louis get beaten up at every turn. It's just physical abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. It's just like, oh my God. Stop. Like, and I'm not saying that lightly. I'm really just like, it's getting exhausting. I don't enjoy that. So getting the extended scene of the fight made me smile real hard because after watching season one a few times, I was like, I wonder, did Louis get some licks in on the stat? And people were throwing that theory out to be like, see, Louis is bad actually, and it's like, he choked their daughter. Louis said, nah, I ain't come from a household like that. Hold on. Like, whoa, you're choking my child? That's crazy. So, yeah, he jumped on him. Louis definitely had that you say and do whatever with me, but not my child. And I love that. Like, we love a strong mother. So, yeah, the whole thing was like, well, we didn't see what happened upstairs. And I have been like, I hope Louis got some licks in. Louis is a full-fledged character. He has layers. He has depth. However, he is a walking, talking book sometimes. And a walking, talking beat up book. He's just so, like I said, it's just hard to watch. Like, he don't ever get a lick back. He don't ever get his lick back. And it's just really hard to watch. And I'm like rooting for Louis in some aspects. And seeing him constantly get beaten up and beaten down and dropped from the sky is exhausting. So getting to see Lestat's face all beat up and bloody, I was like, oh my God. Whack him again. Like, oh my, Louis, good for you. And I know there are some people who are going to hear that and be like, all right, because Louis is actually masculine. Ooh, let me stop you there. I have referred to this man as a mother multiple times. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't want to see him get beat up. It has nothing to do with masculine or feminine. I don't want to see Louis de Pontulac keep getting beat up and just getting beat up. I don't want to keep seeing it. So to see like, oh, you got some licks in? Let me take my glasses off for this. That little speech he gave when he said he was going to wrap his hand around his scrawny neck and choke him like he did their daughter. And he said, and I quote, and I ain't gonna stop till your eyes pop. Then I'm gonna go and find a big old butcher's knife and slice your head off. Get that man an Emmy. Get that man an Emmy. Give him an Emmy. He, first of all, makeup department ate down as usual. He looked terrible. He looked terrifying. Louis looked like a nightmare. And not like, because I don't like episode 5 because it just looks like black pain, just a beat and bloody black man. That looked like something about it was giving 13 Ghosts. If you've seen 13 Ghosts, you will get what I'm saying. Something about that gave, I died and now I'm evil. Like, I didn't even die in an evil way, but now I'm dead and evil. Something about his makeup and just like his mouth full of blood and just his face like kind of ripped up and his maniacal laughter. I'm gonna feed your head to the lions and I'm gonna laugh. Chills. Jacob, I need you to be a villain, baby. Never thought I'd say it. I need you to be a villain somewhere. I need them to cast you as someone that is actually evil. I need you to be cast as a bad guy. Because, oh man, in that moment, I was like, oh, I see it. I want it. I see it. I need this. Also, y'all got to know, I be trying so hard to not quote that lady. Because I never want them to be like, well, actually, copyright, leave me alone. But yeah, I just rewatched the episode before I start recording this. And I watched that scene multiple times because Jacob Anderson did a really good job. But also, I like seeing Louis get his lick back. I like seeing Louis talk his shit. Because that's one of my favorite things about Louis. If you follow me on Tumblr, you will know I reblogged multiple GIF sets multiple times of that I'll let you reload. Let him talk his shit. Let Louis be Louis. Louis is not like a prim and proper Southern lady. It's like, yes, he is. But it's like he definitely is. But he also has an ego. Like he's still a man of the South and has been socialized as a man of the South in the early 1900s, a black man. Like, let him talk his shit. It really did something for my spirit. I loved it. It just, especially in the midst of everything that's going on, getting to see Louis not be toothless meant a lot to me. Ooh, child, I loved it. And again, that boy, Jacob Basil, I call him that boy because we're the same age. I think he's like a year older than me. Yeah, his birthday was like a week ago, I think. So he's like a year and a half older than me, which means we're the same age. This is not Korea. We're the same age. I'm gonna call him that boy sometimes. But yeah, I love that scene so much. And I was like, oh, we get to see where the dent in the coffin came from. Okay, we love that. We love consistent storytelling. That was super fun. Like, not fun, but it was just like, oh, okay. But it was fun because it came from Lestat's face getting slammed into it. So, again, whack him again. Yeah. I was just like trying to focus on that because everything else is sad and upsetting. Like Armand not being able to prevent anything. Also, a part that took me out of it and that got on my nerves was the homophobic soldier and Lestat being like, you try to desert your military U.S. Army troop. And I was like, Nick DeRamio. Let me stop. I love Nick DeRamio. But he was like, you tried to desert your troop and your friend got his arm blown off and you're a homophobe and you're bad and I'm morally right. That got on my nerves so bad. Because I'm like, I know for a fact that people in that audience were like, wow, he's an attempted deserter. And then people in our audience were like, wow, see, Lestat is so morally correct. And it's like, no, he's not. I need y'all to like... Y'all aren't paying attention to the fact that the writers are like doing their jobs. You can't fall for what the audience is falling for. You can't. Like, we know the whole story. Because even with the extended cuts of these scenes, nothing changed. Like, Louis still got dropped from the sky. Lestat was like, yeah, I definitely dropped him. That was not a lie. I took him into the sky super duper high and let him fall. I watched him grasp at the air because some people didn't believe that. Gee, I wonder why I didn't believe that he did that. Not my Lestat. Girl, please. Also, speaking of Lestat and his storytelling, he really said, my husband ignored me for 7 years, so I started sleeping with Antoinette. Sir. Huh? Nah, sir, I don't respect him. Boy. And not boy like I call Jacob Anderson boy. Boy like boy. You had been messing with her. He left that part out. He said it like he came across her in a bookstore where he couldn't read the books. He said that like he met her by chance. No. You had been messing with her for years. You were messing with her when Louis knew you were messing with her. Then you were messing with her behind Louis' back. Then when Claudia left, you were messing with her again, and I doubt he ever even stopped, really. You cannot tell me that he ever stopped messing with Antoinette. He strung that lady along for decades and then turned her into a vampire and then mutilated her. You cannot tell me he ever stopped messing with her. Just had to point that out. Because I was like, what? Like, I didn't trip off it the first time I watched it because I had only slept for 5 hours the first time I watched the episode. So I missed a lot. Yeah, girl. Just up there lying. His little outfit was cute, though. He looked very cute. Good job, Carol. All praise goes to Carol. Oh, Carol. The yellow dress. I knew, oh, baby, I knew it was over when she had on the yellow dress from the book. I said, oh, there is not going to be a swimming pool, you stupid slut. There is not going to be well, maybe Claudia made it out alive. No, I don't think that is what happened. I'm pretty sure she's super dead. Like, I don't think she's okay. That's what fan fiction is for. I'll just read some of those. One of my really good friends has written one where Claudia made it, and I'm like, thank you. This is why I love you. But okay, yeah, I'm really glossing over the trial part because it is very upsetting because it's a fixed trial and there's a lot of racial things happening, and I hate all of it. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Old dude from the band, you know who I'm talking about because it says skin folk ain't kin folk. You helped get Louis into the rocks, into banishment, and then carved his name on the outside. I said, uh-huh. See how they do? All right. He said he a vampire first. He said he a vampire first. Covering over everything. Like, girl. All right. No, I peeped. All right. What else happened in this episode? Mad. So we've gone through the trial. We've gone through the flashbacks. Seeing Madeline choose Claudia. Because no one ever chooses Claudia. Seeing Madeline choose Claudia over still living. Claudia is my coven. Oh God. It almost got me. It did. That is the part where I almost started crying. Because as soon as Claudia found somebody to love her, it all went to hell. And I hate that. Also, the foreshadowing that we all saw when baby Lou in the play got nailed to the floor. And I was like, ha 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 ha. I wonder if that means anything. And then they were like, it does. It does. Set pieces nailed to the floor. Like, it was just very, very I hate it here coded, you know? Her and Madeline dying was devastating. I hated it. I hated every moment of it. The only thing that kept me afloat was the non-beheading of it all. Because like I said, if you want me to quit the show, Rollin and them, you do that. But seeing that was really sad. And her singing, I don't like windows when they're closed. I'm like, I hope these people remember this on their deathbeds. I hope you haunt them. I hope they never forget that. I hope they are permanently traumatized by what they saw. Because what? And then Lestat. Bitch. He made me so mad. He looked so horrified by what was happening. And I'm like, you did that. You told her you would turn her bones to dust. And that's exactly what you did. You kept your word, Lestat. So no, baby, you don't get to be horrified. You don't get to be just devastated. Oh, I loved Claudia. Claudia was the blood of my blood, my dark companion. You don't get to be sad. You did that because you easily could have gotten the signal from the coven and come to Paris and been like, Claudia, I really don't like how you poisoned me. And then Louis slit my throat. And then you stuck a pin in my neck and recorded my last words in blood. That really hurt my feelings. And I just had to get that off my chest. And like could have therapy that. But instead you were like, no, so I'm gonna kill you, right? Right. And then didn't make a move to save Louis. Didn't make a move. He was fully ready to let Louis die. The whole banishment thing, he had nothing to do with that. That was all Armand. So you were fully ready for both of them to die. But you're sad that Claudia is dead. Sure. Sure, Jan. Sure, Stan. Yeah, I don't have it for Lestat. Lestat, that can never make me like you. The banishment, terrifying. A waking nightmare. Being buried in rocks, a waking nightmare. No, thank you. Being buried alive is scary anyway, but being buried in rocks alive in a box and you can just hear what's going on around you, that's insane. That's crazy. And speaking of banishment, let's talk about banishment, Armand. I think it's very. I wish we knew what weakened Armand so much to where he couldn't stop anything. He couldn't prevent it. I mean, we've never really seen Armand use his powers before. So maybe he's not that powerful. Maybe Armand really isn't a powerful vampire. I don't know. I really hate that Armand couldn't prevent it. I'm just going to keep quoting him exactly. I really wish Armand could have prevented. But at least he could muster up enough power to save Louis, even if he couldn't save Claudia and Madeline. I'm glad he was able to stop and control the minds of all of those humans in there and control their minds so much that he made them change what they were going to say. I'm glad he was able to get that strength up. Also, girl, not they had Sam guarding him. I was like, Sam is barely a vampire. Sam is not a threat. Sam with a scythe. So, what? Especially because at this point, at the current point we're at, Armand has never sired a vampire. So it's not like, oh, he can't use a mind gift on them. He can't read their minds. He can't control them. You mean to tell me he can't control Sam? Not all them. I don't know why Sam just seems like the goofiest to me. But you mean to tell me he can't control Sam? Girl. All right. Again, him or Lestat. Each of them has a scythe. That's the fight. Fight to the death and they kill each other. Like, that's what I need to happen. That's the only thing that will satisfy me. And then I said I want them to kill each other. And then Louis and Daniel live together, and Daniel lives out his final days with Louis. And he gets like a little boost or whatever, like he's giving him some like shots of vampire blood and like extends his life a little bit, and he starts getting better. And then Daniel's like, Louis, I've had a long life. And the last decade, the last 20 years, I don't know, have been amazing with you. But I'm ready to go. And Louis is like, I knew this day would come. And he's like, I know you did. But you did good, Louis. You made sure I lived through the night. Wow, get me in the writing room. Get me in the writer's room. And then he mind gifts Daniel, and I was going to make Louis into a different character. I was going to make him into, Anyanwu. I was going to make him into Anyanwu in the Seeds of Harvest. I was going to make him use his mind gift to take him to a really beautiful place. I'm conflating. I'm mixing up, just not mixing up by mistake on purpose. Stephen King's Dr. Sleep with Octavia E. Butler's Seeds of Harvest series. And so Dr. Sleep, he's gonna mentally take him to a better place, and then just Anyanwu disconnect something in his brain and heart so he dies quickly. But in his mind, he's still just kind of dreaming, and just give him a very peaceful death. And he comes to terms with that, and he does a really beautiful ceremony for him, very private because it's just them, and then goes on to live his vampiric life. And the end, that's it. That's the story. I would love, because I need Louis, I need Lestat and Armand gone. I need them out of the picture. I need them dead. I need them dead. I have bloodlust for them now. Y'all were so busy being weird when y'all could have just been oh my God, we should all go together. We should all date. But no, we had to have a fixed trial that Armand just couldn't prevent. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Is there anything else I want to talk about from this episode? The trailer for the next episode looks really good. Oh, speaking of trailers, I have some complaints that I will not be voicing because I don't appreciate how they've been doing this press. I don't appreciate anything they've been doing. We still have not gotten a Jacob and Assad interview which is very crazy to me. Very crazy. Or Jacob and Eric interview. Very crazy to me. They have been more concerned about placating loose stat shippers. And I just think that's deeply crazy. I think that is one of the most choicest choices I have ever seen someone make. To be like, hey, you know our two leads of color? So we're not going to lean into that at all. Because, like, why would people of color want to see themselves represented? What? Why would they want to see that? And we're also not going to ever interview them together. Ever. Just them. Not in a group setting, just them, so they can talk about their dynamic and how it was working with them and how it was to adapt the book as both of them being of color while their original characters were white and being queer characters of color on a show. We're not going to ask them that. We're not going to have anyone of color interview them. All right. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm really trying to think, was there anything I left out? Lestat's a liar. I hope him and Armand kill each other. Armand's a liar. I hope him and Lestat kill each other. Daniel, again, was all of a sudden like a real impartial journalist. Like, yeah, I'm going to let you talk and tell your story. I'm not going to poke any holes in it. What you mean? There are so many holes. Digging up holes. What do you mean? It was a beautiful episode. Some of the best acting. That walk that head through Audubon Park. All of that is up there for me with spindly roots. I said, ugh. I love when Jacob does his hard acting, because some people overact and it's not enjoyable. But nope, he really takes it. He really takes it. Yeah. Rest in peace, Claudia and Madeline, forever with each other in life and afterlife and death and after death. They're forever together. Louis, I can't wait to see you do the things that you're going to do in the next episode. Armand and Lestat, don't forget to put that on your calendar. You have to kill each other. Daniel, don't forget to have Louis close out your lease or whatever you have where you live, because now y'all live together as like life companions or something. Rashid, girl, not they said Rashid works at Talamasca. Sure, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, this episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. Ooh, and it's gonna be a short episode too. Period. Yeah. Okay. That was a little different than normal, but it was fun. I had a blast. I always say like, oh my god, I had so much fun, but no, that was way more fun. No notes, just vibes. I found my old flash drive, and it made me cry. I haven't I haven't used this flash drive since like 2014 apparently, and it was just music and recipes. And it's like, wow, I've always loved cooking and I've always loved music. That has not changed. And how old was I 10 years ago? 23? 22. At this time of the year, I was 22. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, leave a comment down below telling me how you felt about the episode, how you're feeling about the direction of the show. Yeah. Like, how do you think season 3 is going to be? Do you think it's going to be the Vampire Lestat? How is AMC going to handle the wolves? I would love to see how they do that. Yeah. Also, oh my god, the bear. Well, I'm probably going to put this out. I don't know. Now I have my flash drive. I won't like kill my computer trying to upload this. So, but yeah, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. I'm recording this on Monday. So I'm truly hoping that you have a lovely rest of your week. I truly hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Honestly, it doesn't matter when you listen to this. I hope you're well and that you're taking care of yourself and that good things happen to you. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening. Always thank you for listening. Bye.